Okay, part 3 of the U.S. Air Force Survival Vest, at least a certain version of it. This is Nutnfancy, continuing the review. On this pocket, we just talked about the water, the importance of it, and then we come into sunscreen. Enough said there. I think we should have a higher SPF than 45, though. But that's just me. What's in this pocket down here? Well, this item I'd really like to discuss, but I can't. So I'm just going to bypass that. Sorry to pique your curiosity, but no matter what, I will not tell you what that is. This is a tourniquet and a lashing strap. It has a quick release metal buckle on it. And it can be used for several things. Obviously, like I said, a tourniquet. Also to immobilize joint or bone injuries, that you could use this. And that metal buckle allows it to apply compression, so you can keep walking and maintain your mobility. That's what that's for. That is a finger light, which I think are hokey. I don't like them. I'd rather see a Petzl headlamp in there. That'd be more useful. And that's about all that's in that pocket. Now remember, I said most of the items in the vest are pretty much dedicated to rescue. In other words, singling. And here we come to the main item that falls into that category. And in this vest, it's a PRC-90 rescue radio. I've taped over the frequency so you can't see them. Again, I want to keep some of this stuff just private for the sake of the pilots that may have to use it someday. Now, this radio, it has been in service for many years. It's very effective. It is obviously a voice radio. It has some limitations. I won't go into those. It also has been superseded by a newer and better radio that I don't have here, and even if I did, I probably couldn't show that to you. I'm just not at liberty to show it to you. But the PRC-90 is still very effective, has been in service, and it saved a lot of dudes. In fact, when What's-His-Face went down over to Kosovo, this is the same radio he used. That F-16 dude. I forget his name. It's in that pocket. Some of these stuff I pulled the bags off already just to make this quicker. And this is a GI Lensatic compass. Swing this over this away. And I actually like GI compasses. I think they're excellent. And I'm talking a genuine one, which I will show you. This is, I guarantee you, is a genuine GI Lensatic compass. Sure enough, the way you can tell is it'll have a radiation symbol on it, like that, because they contain tritium, which are radioactive luminescent markings inside the compass. And this is, of course, a genuine GI Lensatic. And you can buy these. These are not military-only items. And this is, I've used this a lot. I shouldn't say a lot, a fair amount in survival situations and instructed in it. And it's a very good compass. I love it. And it has all the elements that I want in a compass, i.e. the sighting line, targeting line. Has a magnifying glass, which also we can use for fire making if we have something really dry. And then again, we have the GI tritium. And let me see if I can get this. I'm trying to find out where my lens is. There you can kind of see the glow-in-the-dark tritium markings on that GI compass. So not too bad. It is kind of heavy. That's the downside of a GI compass. It has a full metallic body on it. It's bulletproof. There are some knockoffs of this compass out there. Be careful. They are not tritium. They're phosphorescent. They have to be exposed to light to glow. The construction is not as heavy duty, and they're not as expensive. I don't remember the price, but I think the GI Lensatic compasses are actually pretty expensive. But you know, if you're going to use them, they're one of the best made, in my opinion. There are a lot of good compasses out there, for sure, and I have other models that I use as backups, but this is can't be faulted on much except for the weight. And it just is a great sighting line too. So look for that radiation symbol. So that was the compass. And anything else in that pouch? Nope, just the compass. Then we go to this pouch and we come to another singling device. In fact, one of my favorites, and that's our Xenon Strobe. And I've always dug these because they're so effective. And so we'd activate this in a down pilot scenario, aim it towards our rescue copter. And there's actually some filters we'll put over this as well, so it doesn't look like gunfire, because you might have a pave low coming in there, and that PJ who's manning, the PJ is a pararescue guy on the helicopter that's going to come get you. They also have 50 caliber machine guns, so if there's any bad guys that are going to try to light them up, they'll light them up first. So you got to be careful with your strobe because they might interpret that as gunfire. So there's certain filters that we put over there to color it to make sure they don't think that. And under stress, don't laugh. It's happened before. So that's a strobe. This is a newer version. It's smaller. The battery lasts longer. It used to be orange and bigger. You may have seen those versions. And this one is brighter too, and it cycles faster. Really nice strobe. Love it. Has some other features. I can't talk about those, and you probably read on them somewhere in the internet, but I'm not going to discuss them. Extra battery down there. Then we come to the sidearm, and this again is a defensive sidearm. And by the way, this is not a real M9. This is, believe it or not, an airsoft pistol because I can't check the vest out with a real gun. But guess what? I'll do a real review on an M9 later on if there's interest, and I'll tell you the good points and the bad points. But that's generally the pistol that's issued to aircrew is an M9 Beretta. And it's a good pistol. There's a lot of good features about it. It's just darn bulky and darn heavy. And we come to this pocket up here. What's in here? Another signaling device. This is a mirror by Gerber. Polycarbonate, plastic, and if you don't know what a signal mirror is, I'll pop it out real quick. Has instructions on the back of it, and it's one of your best signaling devices you'll have in the vest. They're outstanding. And if you notice, this is actually manufacturer School of Survival Specialties, Spokane, Washington. That's cool. I said it was a Gerber. This is probably a Gerber Mirror manufactured under contract because I have a civilian version of this. Lightweight, I love it. And we actually aim with a star, and again the instructions are right here, and we give them a flash. Mirrors rock. I never go out in the woods without a mirror. And I'll show you a personal survival kit one of these days. And then we have some camouflage face paint so we can ghillie up for our evasion from the enemy. And I'm not going to open that. It's about like bow hunter face paint. And if we turn the vest over, there's not much in here. This is just the backpack portion, and I say that's really good that they included a backpack because you might have some food items that you may have procured as you are evading, and it's always good to have some type of cargo capacity. If we open the top of the backpack up, there is something rattling around here, and it's going to be your Boonie Hat, which is excellent. You'll see me wearing those a lot just because they're so effective. And Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, Air, Land, Sea, Survival, Evasion, Rescue, Recovery Manual. In other words, a survival manual by the military. These are hard to come by the way. I don't even know if you can buy them in the civilian market. And there's a lot of good information here. Some of it I may show you in future videos. It's not secret information. It's just very proven survival techniques. And it's printed on plastic. These are plastic sheets, so it's completely impervious to water. That's the survival manual, and it's in the back there. Then we come to the inside of the vest. I'm going to try to do this in 3 parts. I need to hurry. Again, we got all kinds of lanyards floating around at this point. We open it up, and there's inside pockets just like any good survival or tactical vest should have. We open it up, and we come to the multi-tool. Now, I did a separate video on this multi-tool. This is a Gerber Multiplier 600, which I do not like. I think it's substandard. But at least we have one, and for an evasion situation, it's probably going to be okay. But there it is. You can reference my review video on that when I put it up against my favorite Charge, Leatherman Charge series. Then we have our inspection tags. I can't really show you all that. Just suffice it to say, this vest is constantly inspected and upgraded. What's in on this side? Here we go with a sponge. You know what a sponge would be used for? Gathering water. So you could actually use dew on leaves and trees and soak your sponge and then wring it out into your mouth. Very, very nice thing to have in a survival kit. Sponge for water gathering. And then we come to the first aid kit. And this is a military first aid kit. and it's inventoried. See, we got gauze, razor. There is a saw in there, flexible steel, cadmium plated saw. That's interesting. So it's not just first aid kit, it's a whole bunch of stuff. You know what? Maybe we need to break into this and just check it out. Whoops, my time's up. Over.